one of my group members said some shit about Jimmy Iovine. I ain't gonna even say the name, but one of them said some shit, and Jimmy went the fuck off. He was finna fucking. He was like, "I'll snatch y'all shit off the shelf right now." This is just before Power and Numbers is finna come out. And he like, "Yo, what the fuck? Who the fuck you think you're?" But literally, he's saying this to my manager at the time and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck, you know? Woo. And none of us knew this guy did this interview.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So this is all, you know, like come to us like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what is this? Like, you know, he didn't say something. Jimmy is like willing to snatch the thing off. Ooh. So after that happened and stuff, you know, What's Golden video was already shot, everything. So that had to come out and stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was just definitely gonna come out. That's the only video for that album.
What up, there, y'all? We're in here with another Raptors recommendation, baby. It's a segment of my channel, review album that my producer, San Raptor, recommends that I check out, talk about its place in hip hop today. Let's get it. This week we are doing Jurassic 5, Power and Numbers. Let's go.
We will be trying. I will be trying to do graffiti, but I just wasn't that good and shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so I tried my hand at everything just to, you know, to make long story short and stuff. You know, so I realized that you know, hip hop was a culture and stuff. But what really made me realize it is that looking at Run DMC and stuff, and I seen them, I was like, yo, they dress like, you know, with leather hats and, you know, and fedoras, and you know, this, it was just that the look was different. But I grew up listening to Grandmaster Flash and Curtis Blow and all these other people and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't recognize that was hip hop. You understand what I'm saying? I just thought it was like they dressed like Rick James and shit, right? So, you know,
that was with the disco kids, like they a lot of, he was older cat from Queen DJ, but was saying that it was disco really before hip hop. It was like disco, like you're saying, like a Rick James people.
Yeah, on some,
that was the wave.
On some funk shit and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like LA, we known for some funk shit and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that I just thought it was like, you know, some regular, you know, they how they dress and stuff. I just thought that, I didn't think that they was doing nothing separate. I just thought it was just another extension of funk and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then when I seen Run DMC, I was like, yo, what is this and stuff, right? And I was like, and it's like, yo, this is hip hop and stuff. And I was like, I want to be a part of that. Like, what? That's what I want to be a part of and stuff. Even though I was already, like I'm saying, from a youngster, you know, I was already doing aspects of hip hop and stuff, but it hit me, the whole culture hit me till like about 84. You know what I'm saying? 84, then 85 and whatnot and stuff. So then I, you know, started rhyming and doing different aspects of what we call hip hop and stuff. So, you know, that will be my intro into this culture and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, going into high school and stuff, and, you know, Public Enemy stage and stuff, and being in Black Student Union and stuff. You know, all the different aspects of hip hop and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Watching as we go and stuff, which birthed, you know, me, you know, being incorporated into this culture or whatnot and stuff. So, you know, that built I Killed the MC and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, I wasn't called I Killed the MC then. They called me MC Tay-Mac and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah.
So this album came out in 2002, and at the time when it came out, it was definitely more nostalgic in terms of like, oh man, this is like the 90s stuff that I've been missing. I mean, you gotta think, 2002, they were under Interscope Records. So you're talking, who else is under Interscope? All of Aftermath. We're talking Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, G-Unit, D12. All of these are going on at the same time as this record right here, sounding like it's in the 90s. You know, at the time, kind of what the game needed, in my opinion. But listening to it now, so dated, it's unbelievable.
Some of the concepts are dated, some of the beat choices are dated, and basically some of the flow is outdated, and even the sound of some of the members' voices are dated.
Many opinions, and that's really killing it for me, and nobody has any etiquette when it comes to this form of music. A lot of these younger cats just really disregard the old school cats. And
I mean, there's one guy in particular. He has a very voice like this, and kind of sounds like ha ha. He sounds like that, and so it's very like what am I listening to almost a little bit for the new crowd, you know, and for the younger generation. Nobody under 30 is going to be listening to this, other than like maybe like if you're under 30, maybe listen to What's Golden, which is the main song on here. It is the single for the album. It is the best song on the album. So like that kind of tells you that like it's the album really I hate saying that because it is worth listening to, like in terms of like they offer a little bit something that isn't offered today in terms of like respecting yourself, caring about others, you know, other corny, subjects like that. But they're not all the way corny, you know. I don't just label them with that instantly. But there is corny concepts in here, and ones that are more like power to the people and stuff that's just a little bit. You have to be done in a certain way nowadays. But listening to the album in the beginning, it's very rough for me, just getting into it. I like the intro. I like the interludes. React and DDT, both really good interludes. In fact, the interludes are some of my favorite parts about this album. Once again, kind of tells you how I feel about the album today. But the album comes alive in the end of the album. So if you can make it to the end, the whole structure of this album should have been changed. Like, I can make this album better by removing certain songs, moving some of those songs at the end in the beginning, and really choosing when that What's Golden comes on, because that's the best song on the album. But Hey, I Am Somebody, I'm not just saying that, that's the titles of the songs I like. Those two songs, but I Am Somebody. But those two songs I really like. Um, A Day at the Races has a more modern flow.
A Day at the Races, bro.
That was our version of New Rap Language by Spoonie G and Tretch. That was our version of it. I think Cut mentioned Kane, and I know he definitely mentioned Percy P, because Percy P is just a good-natured dude. Kane just is Kane. I had never met Kane. I was just like, bro. I remember back in the 88, 87, 88, 89, my shit was high. My shit was high. Oh, I had the steps, and my shit was high, bro. I'm like, damn, Kane, Percy P. And my guys, I was just like, you can't be the weak link, Soup. You cannot be the weak link in this shit. I said, how can I do this? How can I do this? And I knew I just wanted to use monologue. I knew I wanted to use that word. So then I was like, monologue. I said it enough. Monologue, hot dog. I'm the hot dog to run the hottest monologue. And when I got that part, I was gone, Doc. I was gone. Man, the Lord is my way. I was gone after that. Big Daddy Kane tapped me. I said, yeah. I was just trying not to faint, Oach. I was trying not to faint, homie. He tapped me. He said, hey, man, you dope. See, Doc, when he said that, I said, bro, I could quit rapping right the fuck now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They lucky they got me on them other 4 songs. I was done. No, Ultra man, you know, man, no. I don't be wanting to blow my horn too much, Flatline, but man, no, homie. Yeah, they wasn't fucking with that one. You wasn't fucking with. You might have got me on What's Golden, but you was not fucking with me on this one.
Some of us has a more modern flow. So there's ones you can pick out and choose and be like, yeah, this, like, to make the album great, you know, but it really needed some editing in terms of the vocals need to come up on some tracks. Remember the name, his name is a song specifically where I think the vocals need to come up. And they don't stand in the forefront. They're like sitting behind it a little bit. So yeah, some of that bothers me about the album, hearing it today. And at the time, I really loved this album. I was jamming to it. It wasn't one of my favorites, but I really liked it. And now hearing it, I just can't do it. It took me 4 listens to get through the whole album. But Really only three though, because I was interrupted one of them. But I could have gotten through the rest of the album because at the end it's really good. I feel like all of this comes alive. One of them is really good as well. Hey is really good. I am somebody is really good. The last song on the album is also one of my favorites. Once again, no rapping on it. So my favorite songs are React, the last song, which I can't even pronounce, but it's the last song on the album, and um, and the last song is like almost like a drum and bass hip hop instrumental vibey kind of song. So I mean that's the vibe that is, and I love that. I love that. So it's just kind of crazy to me that I mean DDT is also one of my favorites. It's another interlude, but there actually is vocals on there at least. Um, but yeah, those stand out in the intro. Once again, no vocals stand out to me the most. But those songs I did mention are good songs. But I just like the interludes, the beats on here. The beats are definitely incredible. But sometimes they're lacking something like they in the verse parts of the beats. The verses, they're almost like dulled down so you have space for the vocal, but because of that it almost seems like there's just a break beat over the vocal and there's nothing else. And even though there's like a flute in there or there's like a sound in there in the background, it just sounds like it's just, minuscule kind of simple beats, you know what I'm saying? But once again, the album comes alive at the second half of the album. So that's like the best part about it. And that's a shame because nobody's going to make it to that part because they have to get through the first part. So, I mean, overall, I'd have to give this album a literal 5 out of 10. And that's kind of me being generous.
I think I'm gonna give it a 4. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10. Unfortunately, this album does not hold up, and I know some of my friends are gonna be mad at me for rating this album so low. Specifically, Mike Schilling, I know you're gonna be mad at, but and Sam Raptor probably thought I was gonna rate this higher than a 4. But I mean, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. If I can't make it through the album, and I hear in these dated concepts and these dated ideas, this album was a 7 when it released for me. It was a 7 out of 10. Now it's a 4 out of 10. Because the soundscape has changed. The decision making in terms of music has changed. More opportunities and more pathways have been opened to where you can do different stuff within the hip hop spectrum and the hip hop realm now. So it's just very unfortunate that it's dated. It's so poorly received nowadays than when it released in 2002.
You have to do it a certain way. I feel like if it's going to stand up today, and I feel like that's the case with a lot of old soup albums. So that's why, keeping in that nostalgia factor, it's a 7 out of 10. But when I just take that out, it's a 4, and all that goes out the window. And you're just being honest about the soundscape of the album. So let me know what y'all think about Jurassic 5, man. When did you hear of them? They got 3 albums before this album. Work It Out, Quality Control, I think. Um, and their albums after this also sound dated. I was listening to their whole thing sounds dated. Sounds exact. I would have the same answers for all Jurassic 5 albums as I do on this one, because of that. And I like their flow. I like that they're willing to stand on their beliefs and how they feel about certain issues and offer some subject matter outside of the normal, typical subject matter. So that is awesome. I love that about it. But I got to be honest about how it sounds to me. I was already not feeling boom bap in terms of nowadays anyway. Like, it just sounds like there's nothing new to do. And as a boom bap head, that hurts. But J. Cole's album definitely revived that for me. It didn't revive that for Sam Raptor because he's a piece of crap. But anyways, deuces, y'all. Appreciate y'all listening. Be sure to check out the next review and all my other reviews I got a playlist of these somewhere on my channel. So you can check out all the 41 other Raptors recommendation album reviews, artist reviews that I've done. The Naughty My Nature one was the last one I did. It did really well. So I'm hoping this one does well too. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.